Now, I've introduced you to two ideas thus far. The idea that fear is false evidence appearing real, and also the concept of paying attention. To help you remember these two things, I'm going to do a little magic show. Now, the magic show is meant to be fun. It's not meant to be profound. It's meant to show you how easily false evidence appears real. And it's also meant to show you how little attention you give usual situations. I want you to pay attention. I'm going to be trying to fool you. I want you to not be fooled. I have no powers. This isn't real magic. It's like this. It's like this puzzle. I did this seminar at the University of Arizona College of Medicine, and after the seminar, one of the medical students came up to me and said, "Tolly, do you think this ring can be removed from the horseshoes?" I examined everything very closely. This is steel. There's no openings in the steel links. The ring is steel. There's no openings in it. I fussed and I fidgeted, and I realized the only way you can get this off would be with a saw, because the diameter of the horseshoes is so much greater than the diameter of the ring. And this fellow said to me, "Tolly, it's false evidence appearing real. You weren't paying attention. If you simply twist the horseshoes, the ring comes off. That simple." It's a puzzle. And so the magic show, it's just really a bunch of puzzles. I'm going to try to fool you. I want you to pay attention. If I don't fool you, you win, I lose. If I do fool you, I win, you lose. I look like I have magical powers. Now, the people who are in the week-long training, you don't have to pay attention quite so hard, because I'm going to teach you all of these so you can go home and do this for your friends. But for the rest of you, I will demonstrate a number of things. I'll need some volunteers for this. Someone who has never seen my magic show. You've never seen my magic show, I'm sure. Would you come up here, Tina, and be my volunteer? Thank you. Your only job is to pay attention. Leave your hands at your side. Let me put up my sleeves so there's no suspicion of something going up my sleeve. I'm going to be trying to confuse you, and I want you to not be confused. I'm going to push this paper from hand to hand, back and forth like this, and at any given point I'm going to say, which hand has the paper? You point to the hand you think has the paper. Don't help her, okay? Which hand has the paper? Okay, good. All right, now you don't have to look at me. You can watch the paper if you want. Okay, so I'm trying to confuse you. Which hand's got the paper? Good, she's paying attention. Okay, now don't help her. Let her do this all by herself, okay? Now I'm going to be trying to confuse you. You see here, which hand's got the paper? Gina, it's magic. It disappeared. Give her some applause. Okay, thank you. Now, of course, from where you're sitting, you know exactly what happened. But imagine Tina for a moment. She didn't see what you saw, so based on the information she had, she thought it was magic. You knew it wasn't magic. I'm telling you, none of what you're about to see is really magic. It's something going over your shoulder when you least expect it. Pay attention. Now, I'll need another volunteer to come up here and help me. Someone to come up here and have a seat in the chair. Great, Steve, if you'll just come up here and have a seat, please. Thank you very much. For this, we're going to need some props. We're going to need some cards. Deck for you and a deck for me. We're each going to need a pad of paper. Here's one for you, one for me, and we're each going to need a pencil. And there's one for you and one for me. Now, here's what I want you to do. Listen closely to the directions. I'm going to ask you in just a moment to go around the bend where you're sure nobody can see you. I want you to take the cards out of the box, look through them, establish the fact that they're all different. Take one card out, just one. Memorize it. Turn it over and put it back into the deck so it's the only card that's turned over. Put the cards in the box, close the box, come back and have a seat after the box is closed. Now, when he comes back and that box is closed, he's the only one in the room that knows what card has been turned over. The only way I could tell him what that card might be would be to read his mind. And that's what I'm going to do. So leave your paper and pencil there, if you will, and just go around the bend where you're sure nobody can see that I don't have any spies. Now, when he comes back into the room, don't say anything at all, but see if you get any first impressions. See if anything pops into your mind, okay? But don't say anything. Now, obviously, unless we set this up in advance or there's a hidden camera, there's no way I can know his card without reading his mind. So this should be a valid demonstration of ESP. They have very short attention spans in this room. You better hurry back. Okay. Would you do me a favor? Hand the cards to Jim. Jim, you guard the cards. Steve, have a seat if you will. I'm going to write something down on the paper. Don't say anything, but you see what comes to your mind. You think of your card. Would you guard this for me, please? Just put your hand on it. Okay, thank you, Sandra. Come up here into the spotlight, if you would, Jim. Take the cards out in front of the camera. Fan them out. Don't block Steve, though, okay? This is show business. All right? Fan them out so we can all see. And then take the one card that's reversed and hold it up so everybody in the room can see it and tell them what it is.
The 5 of diamonds.
The 5 of diamonds. And have a seat. Would you come up here, please? Come up here on the stage, in the camera.
Me?
Yeah. I want you to read word for word what's written on that paper so the whole room can hear out loud.
Steve is thinking of the 5 of diamonds.
That's where you're supposed to clap, everybody. That's it. Okay, thank you. Have a seat. Now stay here, Steve. Stay here. Now that's an example of you sending and me receiving. Now I'm going to send and you're going to receive. I just want to go around the corner so he can't see the card I'm choosing. Okay. I've done my card. All right, thank you very much. You can guard this deck. Take out your paper and pencil and write down. Tolly is thinking of the first card that pops into your mind. And then hand the pad, if you would, to Sandra. Hand it to Sandra. Come back into the spotlight again. Read it to the whole room, word for word, what's written on that paper.
Tolly is thinking of the Jack of Clubs.
Jack of Clubs, do you have a seat, please? And would you come up here and let me take the cards out of the box? You've already done that. All right, now, there's one card in here that's turned over. You said the Jack of Clubs? Mm-hmm. Interesting. Would you take that card out, tell everybody what it is? And show it to everybody. Yes. Loud applause! Loud applause! Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much.
I'm impressed.
Now, if I wanted to, I could try to fool you and tell you, look, I've got special powers. I was born with this gift. I'm telling you, I got this out of a magic book. The same magic book that Uri Geller buys all of his effects from. You know, some magicians like to perpetuate the illusion that they have these special powers. For me, I like to tell you, look, it's not a special power. See if you can pay attention and penetrate the illusion. Let me give you another example of false evidence appearing real. I'm going to pass a rope out to someone to examine for me. This is a nylon rope. Elizabeth, would you just check, make sure there's no trapdoors, no hidden mirrors? The only thing I've done is I've melted the ends with a match because it's a nylon rope and I don't want it to unravel. But you can see there's no wire. It's a rope. You can buy it anywhere. I've always been fascinated with the Indian rope trick, it's called. I thought, how do they do that? How do they do that? So I went to India and I found the secret. The secret is a mantra. A mantra is a special phrase or word, and I'm going to share it with you. Abracadabra. 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 This is where people usually clap right there. Abracadabra. By the way, the applause always feels better if I don't have to ask for it. If it just bursts forth spontaneously. I want to pass out a number of ropes, and would different people examine them? Would you examine one of these ropes for me? Untie that knot if you would. Thank you very much. Would you examine a rope, please? And we'll put one over here. Now notice they're nylon. They don't stretch. They're nylon ropes. The only thing I've done is melt the ends with a match. And there's 3 different lengths here. One is short. One is medium. And one is long. Now, in less than a minute, they're going to all be the exact same length. Now, you know they don't stretch. They're made of nylon, and I've let them be examined. Now, how is it possible for them to become the same length? Pay attention. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to gather up the ends of the rope, one at a time. First the short end, then the medium end, and finally the long end. Now, would you say the ends were about the same size, about the same length? Yes, of course. Well, if the ends are the same length, that proves that the ropes have become the same length, because if the ends are the same length, obviously the ropes must be the same length, and of course they are, as you can see. Now, the idea is, not yet, I'm not finished, but you're getting the idea. I appreciate it. I like that. Now, you know I've passed these ropes out to be examined, right? They're nylon, they don't stretch. And I've passed them out to 1, 2, 3 different people. 3 separate ropes made of nylon. How did they become the same length? The same way I'm going to turn them back to the way they were. It happens very quickly, don't blink. Abracadabra, and one rope becomes long, one becomes medium, and one becomes short. Now. False evidence appearing real. Okay, we have some kids here. I love doing this with kids. Okay, where's your daughter? Oh, Maya has seen this. Oh, come on up here if you would. Let me get a piece of cotton rope. Okay, Alexia, how many ends does the rope have?
2.
Good, all right. I'm going to cut off 1. 2 minus 1 is?
1.
Right, now the rope has 1 end. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to remove that last end. 1 minus 1 is? 0. Okay, now the rope has no ends. Would you hold the scissors for me, please? Thank you. This is what a rope looks like with no ends. It's not a joke. They're both on the floor. You can see for yourself. Now, it does still have a middle. Now, your job is going to be to cut out the middle, and then the rope will have no ends and no middle. So if you will take the scissors, please, and just cut the middle out of the rope. Now, this is what a rope looks like with no ends and no middle. The magic comes when we restore the rope to the way it was before. I'm going to show you how we do this. We tie a knot where the middle used to be, and then I'm going to count to 3. When I count to 3, you blow on the knot, okay? Now, I want you to take a real deep breath and hold your breath until I say 3, okay? Take a deep breath. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3 days ago I tried this and it didn't work. I hope it works tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. 1, hold your breath. 2, 3 times I tried it. It still wouldn't work. I was so embarrassed. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, 1, 2, 3, blow. You spit right in my face. Let me back up, hold this over here. All right, 1, 2, 3, below. And now we simply take the knot off the rope, throw it away. It's restored. Let's give her some applause. Thank you very much. You can keep the rope. Thank you. Now, I want to do one more demonstration, and does anybody here have a cigarette I can use for this demonstration? Anybody here have a cigarette? Great. I bring some, but it's always better to borrow mine. Would you just start the cigarette? Start the cigarette if you would. Just get it going really well. I need to borrow somebody's jacket or sweater. Somebody have a... Oh, great. And can you just pass that on up here? Thank you. Now, I want you to notice something. There's no hole. There's no hole. Thank you. Thank you. No hole in this jacket, all right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cigarette and set it on the fabric. Now, do you like this jacket?
Well, I did.
The amazing thing is not that the cigarette does not burn the fabric. No. The amazing thing is that the cigarette has completely disappeared. Obviously, or I wouldn't give you your coat to examine. Yes, that's where you're... Now, the magic show, as I said, it wasn't meant to make you feel stupid, although you may feel stupid. It was meant to show you that frequently false evidence appears real. And very often, you're not paying attention.